Hey guys, I'm so excited to talk to you about going diamond. This used to be something that I usually would stress about because, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Meg Wazinski, and it took me about 2 years to go diamond. And when I signed up initially, it was just for the discount. And then I didn't believe I could do it because that personal development aspect was lacking. And then I saw other coaches doing it and I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how to do it. And I just kept getting in my own way. So it did take me about 2 years to actually hit diamond. Yes. So for those of you that have signed up in 2015 and you're thinking, man, I'm really not at the point where I want to be in my business, or, too much time has gone past, I can't do this, whatever it is, I hope that my story can help you see that the minute that you make the decision to make this business your thing, it can take off. Okay. And I counted, 2 days into the business when I really started getting into it as my day one. So yes, I tell people I signed up in 2009, but really it didn't get going and I didn't really get serious about it until about 2011. So that's okay. But I want to go over just a couple of things that have helped me help my coaches go diamond. Last month, we had about 4 or 5 go diamond, which was exciting, and a couple go ruby, just by applying these simple things. And any person can go diamond. I remember my upline, Janelle Summers, telling me, emerald is a decision and diamond is a mindset. And it's so true. You can probably think, if you are someone who have hit emerald yet or about to hit it, it really is a decision. You can find 2 people who would be interested. For me, I signed up my mom and my dad. And that was like, okay, mom, okay, dad, you're going to be drinking Shakeology because this is a decision. I'm getting serious about my business. And when you hit emerald, that's showing that you're very serious about the business. Okay. Now, diamond it might seem a little far out from that emerald goal, but it's totally doable for the person who has the right mindset. Okay. So I want you to right now, and I'm thinking diamond is probably everyone's goal if you have not hit it yet. I want you to right now think, how would you be treating your business as a diamond coach? Okay. How would you be treating it differently than what you're doing right now? Would you be a little more serious? Would you be a little more focused? Would you have a little more confidence? What is it that you would be doing differently? And I want you to start treating your business as a diamond business today. That was huge for myself to say, no, I'm not just one of these little baby coaches. I'm someone who is serious about the business. I'm controlling my mindset, and I'm going to make this business work. Okay. And I've heard from several people that when they hit diamond, it's like you have this aha moment, like, okay, I can finally do this. But I want you guys to start developing that. Oh, okay, I can do this right now. Okay, so how would you treat it differently if you were a diamond coach? Apply it immediately. You also want to start your day with the savers. For me, I didn't have the savers way back in 2011, but I've had my coaches who are pushing for diamond apply the saver mentality as soon as they get into my one-on-one mentorship or diamond boot camp type thing. And the changes that I see in these coaches just from doing those 7 things in the morning is nuts. Okay. There's so much information out there about, the compensation plan and about what it takes to hit the rings and how to do this and how to do that. It's almost like your head's going to explode. Okay. So I want you to just keep it simple and focus on getting those savers in. You should all be reading The Miracle Morning from Network Marketers. And believe me, I get it. Life happens. I have a 7-month-old. Okay. And I rarely can sit down and just read a book. So I have it on Audible. And when I go for a bike ride or we're walking or something, I'm listening to The Miracle Morning. And, I'm stopping every once in a while to take notes in my phone, which is kind of crazy. But I'm at least getting it in. And there's going to be so many moments in that personal development in The Miracle Morning that you're going to have so many ahas that you're like, oh man, this just hits the hammer on the nail, or whatever that saying is. So make sure that you're doing those savers, okay, in the morning, preferably. And if you're not a morning person, you can create that that habit of getting up in the morning, it's in the book. Okay, so make sure you check that out. So start doing the savers immediately and focus, those positive affirmations that we've talked about in the previous weeks in this group, as well as your visualization on that goal of diamond. When my team was going for 15 star, I was 8.5 months pregnant, and I had tried to rally the team several times before that in the last 6 years. And it finally worked out perfectly that we had enough people who were ready to push together as a team when I was 8.5 months pregnant. And I had no idea if this baby would stay inside or, what would happen. And I really focused on doing those savers every single morning and visualizing achieving this goal before Tenley got here. Unfortunately, we did hit it after she was here. I remember being in the hospital being like, okay, we got to make sure we're set for 15 star. And, the team did amazing. But I do not think we would have hit it if we were not doing savers. This was November of last year. So around the time, Thanksgiving, all that stuff, we're going to be really tough. And if you have yourself so focused on those goals and what you want to achieve, it's almost like you start living and breathing what that goal is, okay? So make sure that you're doing the savers. You want to focus on this goal the minute you wake up in the morning, okay? It should be the first thing you think about. Okay, so I want to achieve diamonds, so what am I going to do today to get myself closer to that goal? Okay, every single day you want to make sure there are 2 or 3 tasks or more that you're doing that are focused on that. Okay, so tip number 1 is to control your mindset. Tip number 2, show you are open for business. Okay, you should be doing the daily jabs and hooks that Gary Vanderhook talks about, or Vaynerchuk, whatever his last name is. I always screw up the last name. But his jab, right hook book. He's going to be at Summit, so I would highly recommend reading it. But he talks about doing these jabs and hooks. And if you look at the top coaches who are in this training with you, if you go to any of the coaches who are doing this training, you can see that they are doing jabs and hooks. So what do I mean by that? A jab is just sharing what this business is doing for you on a daily basis. So whether it be that it's helping you stay on track with your fitness and you're starting to see results, or the fact that you're able to avoid eating a cookie because you were able to drink your Shakeology, or on the business side of stuff, the fact that you were able to pay off your Shakeology for the month, or you were able to afford to go on vacation with your family, or you were able to, whatever it is, those little things that you can do every single day. And those small victories, you might look at these coaches who are making thousands and thousands of dollars and think, man, when I start making that money, it's going to be so much easier to get people interested. Wrong, okay? You are more relatable right now where you are right now, okay? When you are able to pay off your Shakeology, when you're able to pay off a bill for the month, whatever it is, share that, because people can relate to that. It's harder for them to relate to the fact that you're making $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, $20,000 a week, okay? Because that's not the norm, okay? So make sure that you're sharing those small victories, okay? And those are the jabs. A hook is when you actually put an invite out there to join your team, to join your challenge group. And if you're going for diamond, you want to make sure that you're putting a hook or a coaching invite out at least once a week. Okay, whether it be that you are going to host a sneak peek with your team, or your upline, or your success partner, or you're just inviting them to get information. You want to make sure that you're doing that once a week, because what happens is the more that you talk about it, the more people are going to say, okay, this is something that she's serious about, okay? And it might take them a couple times to see your post before they actually commit. That's okay. That's okay. I have people who, one of my top coaches, she ignored my last message too when we first were talking back and forth off of a fitness like page that we met on. And after she had her twins, a year later after we had talked, she reached out to me after losing $70 on Insanity, or with Insanity that she bought off Amazon, and was like, hey, I want to try out this coaching opportunity. And now she is one of my top coaches because she had continued to follow my journey. And when she ignored my last message, I thought, okay, well, maybe this dating isn't working out very well. And then she came back. So don't worry if people are ignoring you. They will continue to follow you. And if they are meant to be on your team, they will show up. Okay? So make sure that you're doing those jabs and hooks. And the jabs should go up every single day. Every single day. Because if you're doing it effectively, Bonnie Engel does a really good job of this. If you're doing it effectively, you're doing these jabs, when you put your hook up, all of a sudden, these people who you never thought would be interested are saying, hey, I want a little more information, because they've been watching those jabs the whole entire week. Okay, which is really cool. When you're doing it right when you have people who are like, okay, this is time. Okay, so they go hand in hand. You can't just do one and not the other. You also want to make sure that your own fitness journey and personal journey is number one in your business. Okay, so personal development, you're going to hear all of us talk about it. Before I tapped into personal development, my business was, it sucked. Okay, I'm not going to lie. It was horrible. I was a horrible leader. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't feel good about myself. And the minute that I started reading personal development, it was like a huge light switch went off, or a light bulb went off, because I was like, wow, this is amazing that I can have the confidence in myself as well as to be able to go out and help other people have this confidence. Okay, so make sure that you are sharing your personal development and your fitness journey. Okay, and we are a fitness company. Okay, it makes me laugh sometimes when some of my coaches, and not in a mean way, but they're frustrated because their business is not moving forward. And they're not doing the programs. They're not sharing their journey on social media. They're not sharing what's changing in their lives. And I'm like, people can't read your mind, okay? They have no idea that you are into this as well as you're not doing it, because why would they want to join if you're not doing it and you're not sharing what it's doing for you, okay? So make sure that you're putting your own journey first and foremost, okay? Call to actions. So something that's really cool to show you're open for business is it's a little like a jab and a hook. It's like in between. It's little call to actions. So, for instance, if you put up something about doing the Country Heat program, and you say that, you are starting a launch party and you are excited for it, and if this is something that you would be interested in, feel free to reach out to me. Okay, so you're not actually saying, hey, let's do this together, not an actual hook, but it's not a jab. It's like the in-between. And I would recommend doing maybe 2 or 3 of those per week, just to have a little call to action, okay? And the call to actions are so, so, so important, okay? And then the last thing for showing you're open for business is showing your challengers that you are there for them, okay? That you have that your heart and soul is going into them. I think sometimes as coaches, we forget, because we get so wrapped up in training our teams, that we forget that we are helping people on their fitness journeys, okay? And those people who are you are helping, and helping them get through their journey and getting them excited about their fitness journey and posting about the programs and stuff like that from the challenge groups, they become your best coaches, okay? Because they already know what they're doing. And it's very easy to really give someone your heart and soul for 3 weeks and, share with them what's working and what's not working, and helping them through that. And then within the second week, you can say, hey girl, you're doing amazing. You're crushing the challenge group. I'm so proud of you. I bet so many people are seeing your results and wondering what you're doing. That's so easy. That's so easy to be able to reach out to someone and say that, okay? Or you can say, one that I use a lot is, hey girl, you're doing amazing in the challenge group. You are staying so consistent. Are you wanting to stay on Shakeology? Because if you are, we've got to get you the discount. How easy is that, you guys? For those of you that are a little nervous about actually inviting people, and I know Bonnie had an amazing video on that, but I'm loving up on Bonnie, but I'm just saying, if you are really wanting to invite people and you're getting nervous, that one might be a little less scary, because who wouldn't want a discount? I mean, come on. When people don't say yes to the discount, I'm like, you're just silly and you'll be back. Okay. So then number 3, this is so simple. Okay. So simple. If you want your business to grow, all you have to do is increase your numbers. Okay. So number 3 is increase your numbers. If you are talking to 2 to 3 people right now and you're like, my business is moving kind of slow, increase your numbers, talk to 10 to 15 people. Okay. When my coaches are going for Diamond, I usually recommend they talk to at least 15 to 20 people about coaching every single week. I said it, 15 to 20 people about coaching. And if you are effectively adding to your network and you're sharing your journey and you're building those relationships, it's not going to be a reach to be talking to 15 to 20 people, as well as when you're putting out those hooks, right? And the jabs, you should really message people when you're doing the jabs as well. But what I'm saying is, you've got to increase your numbers. And no, it's not going to happen overnight. The first day that you message 15 to 20 people, you can't say, all right, I messaged 15 to 20 people and only 2 people responded back, I'm done. No, it takes time, you guys. It takes consistency. It takes focusing on that. And guess what? When you increase it from 2 to 3 to 15 to 20, after a couple weeks, you're going to look back and you're going to have people signing up, because the more people that you talk to about coaching, the more comfortable you're going to get, okay? And they're going to be signing up on your team, and you're going to be getting closer to that goal of Diamond, okay? So increasing your numbers. This business is a numbers game, okay? I think it was Melissa McAllister that said, when you want people to sign up as a coach, if you talk to 10 people about coaching, 1 to 2 of them are going to say yes. And guess what? Those odds are still probably the same for me and these other coaches. Yeah, they might increase as you get better, where you have maybe 3 to 4 people out of 10 that you're talking to about coaching. But I bet if you ask Lindsay and you ask Brandy Botts and a couple of these other coaches, we're going to tell you not every single person we talk to about coaching signs up. Why is that? Because sometimes it's not the right timing, and it's not the right situation for them. Not every person is meant to be a coach. Like Bonnie said in her inviting video, is that when you can say the right things to the wrong people, and they're going to be like, no, sorry. And you can say the wrong things to the right people, and they're going to get it, okay? So don't get caught up in the wording, but just know that the right people are going to see the amazing opportunity that this is, okay? And if you want to sign up coaches, you've got to talk to more people. Okay, I know when I'm on my A game. Okay, so looking back in March 2015, and I was just getting pregnant, and I was excited, and I wanted to be able to help as many moms as I could, and I didn't have a kid that I was taking care of quite yet. I really had a ton of time. I didn't realize how much time I have until now that I have a little one. But anyway, that's beside the point. So anyways, I really said, okay, I'm going to increase my numbers and talk to as many people as I possibly can. And I was signing up, 15 to 25 coaches every single month from that point, just by increasing the amount of people I talk to. Okay. That's easy. Anyone can do that, okay? And, it's like I said, it's possible for anyone. Okay, the last one. Self-discipline is essential to get to Diamond. Self-discipline, okay? So you have to stay consistent with the essentials, okay? So I don't know if that's a little confusing. Self-discipline in the essentials to get to Diamond, okay? The first one is sharing your journey. You're going to hear us all talk about it, because no one is going to want to be a part of something if they have no idea what the heck you're doing, okay? So make sure that what you're posting publicly, you are able to talk about privately, okay? So they've got to go hand in hand. The next thing is tracking your power of threes and follow-ups. When coaches aren't tracking this stuff, I know why their business isn't growing, because they don't have people to follow up with. And the follow-up is when you think of jab, jab, right hook, and I think Janelle is the one that said uppercut. The uppercut is what usually not, I don't watch a lot of boxing, but I know the uppercut is the one that really gets people, right, usually. And so the cut is the follow-up, okay? And if you don't have a list of people to follow up with, hello, your business is not going to go anywhere. Because what happens is people, like if you're just relying on your messages, and I've done this before, where you're just waiting for people to respond back to you, and you're like, when they respond back, then I'll just go off of that. What happens is people get lost, and they think that maybe you're like not happy that you messaged them about coaching, like you're backing out thinking maybe they wouldn't be so great. And so then they get turned off, and then someone else asks them about coaching and they're like, oh, this person thinks that I would be great, I'll go with them. Okay, so that's one thing that could happen, as well as people are busy. People are busy, guys. They are not like us where we're like, oh, someone responded back, I gotta, respond back to my phone. And so what happens is they open a message when they are about to respond back to it. All of a sudden their baby starts throwing up, or, does knock something over, or their husband needs them, or whatever happens. And they forget that they opened that message. And then you see that they read that message and you get all offended where you're like, they didn't respond back to me. That's life happens. Okay. So when you follow up, I usually say something very simple and just say, hey girl, I just want to see if you saw my message. My messages are acting up. I just want to make sure it went through. Will you let me know? Thanks. Something like that. Very simple. Put it on you. Okay. Or, you can say, hey girl, I am, getting ready to start my new coach training group. I know you are really excited about this coaching opportunity and I would love to have you in it. Are you still interested? Okay, so having that follow-up is so important because it reminds them of the excitement that they had. Or it gives them the chance to say, hey, this is probably not the right thing for me right now. Okay, and then they go on a list for follow-up in a couple months. Okay, so make sure that you're tracking those follow-ups, okay? And another thing I want to make sure I mention is some coaches get really caught up in tracking everyone. I'm sure other people do this differently, but for me, someone who is just not naturally organized at all, what I do is I track who I've talked to about challenge groups, who I've talked to about coaching, and that's it, okay? So if I'm building a relationship with someone, only unless I'm like, wow, this person's the cat meow. Like I'm real excited about them. I think we'd be best friends. Then I put their name down, okay? So that I can make sure that I continue to follow up with them. But when we're in just the building relationship phase, I'm not tracking the names of those people. It's just my personal preference. The less things to have to track, the better for me. Okay, you might be different and have to track everyone. Whatever. Okay, so and power of threes, making sure that you are doing those non-essentials every single day. So adding to your network, following up with people. I've said that a couple times, inviting people to this challenge group, inviting people to coaching. If you can track that for 60 days and really push yourself out of your comfort zone to track that, and even ask someone to maybe hold you accountable. I have my Push to Diamonds email me it every single day so that I'm able to say, hey, we need to focus a little more on this area, or you're doing amazing in this area, or whatever it is. That way you can look back and even know for yourself that maybe you're not spending as much time inviting people to coaching as you think. Because sometimes we think in our heads, just like with eating, we're like, oh, I did way more than I thought I was going to do. And then you look on paper and you're like, yeah, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I need to put a little more time into it. Okay, it's really good to track it because I think it was, who was it? I think it might have been Jim Rohn that said, when you track something, you will get better at it. Okay, you will get better at it the more focus that you put into it and you track it. Okay, and as well as a success partner. If you have someone who has the same goals as you, even in this group, look around with the people who you kind of jive with, who are kind of posting around the same things that feel good to you. And it's okay to connect with different teams. And, pair up and say, let's push starting whatever day to achieve diamond together, okay? To have that mindset to hold each other accountable. Personal development. Make sure that you are staying so on top of that every single day because that really is like the oil that keeps this machine moving, okay? It's the personal development and keeping things simple. You're going to see coaches doing so many different things, okay? vlogging. I remember when Melanie was amazing at, I mean, she is amazing at vlogging, but when she started talking about the fact that she was a blogger, I was like, oh, I need to start a blog. And guess what? I've posted maybe twice on that blog in the past 2 years because I hate writing. I hate writing. I'm horrible at it. I have spelling errors all the time. Autocorrect gets me. I forget what I'm talking about. It's just not my thing. But Instagram and Facebook, I really love it. And I'm actually falling in love with Snapchat because I'm realizing I don't have to be perfect on there. So I, find the things that you connect with and don't try to do a million things. Because when it comes down to it, okay, when it comes down to getting to diamond, if you can control your mindset, you can increase your numbers, and you can just continue to share your journey, you will achieve it. You will achieve it. Okay, so I hope that you guys got some ahas out of this. For a call to action, I want to hear from you how many people you are going to talk to about coaching this week. Okay, so today's Friday. You're going to have to, count it from today until next Friday. Okay, and in Beachbody World, Thursday is the beginning of our week anyway, so we're only one day in. So guys, have a wonderful Friday. Enjoy the weekend. If you are behind in any of the videos, make sure that you make it a non-negotiable, because I know you've seen the other leaders talk about this, but oh my gosh, you guys have such a huge opportunity in front of you. I'm learning right along with you. I'm watching all of the videos too, because I'm like, I have all of these women who I admire more than anything in the world who are giving their top tips, you guys, on how to be successful. And all you have to do is watch the videos and apply it. Apply it. Okay? You're not going to want to look back at the end of this of the group and say, oh my gosh, I missed out on this, because look at the people who stayed committed and stayed on top of these videos, because their businesses are taking off and I'm still at the starting block. Okay, so stay committed. It's going to be worth it. And have a great day. Bye, guys.